The Knights are 2-1-1 against the Fort Wayne Komets. And here we go. Komets off the face-off as Sean Evan moves it along. Elena chases. Puck is loose. Backhander from the side by Murphy. Went wide. Now Shafranov. That was rolled away to the corner. And it's cleared out by Jason Rupp, who carries through for Atlanta. In left circle shot. Blocked by Evans. Pucks to the side of the net. And on it is Ruff. Out high. Dangerous pass to Drulia. Shafranov with a break, but Ruff got back and swept it away. Elnick trying to chip it along. Ruff and Drulia. Battle defensively. Puck around. Evans shoveling it back. Left wing corner. Chasing there. Elnick was there for Fort Wayne, but the puck is outletted to Davidson, and he'll clear it down, and the teams will change up. Less than a minute into this one. Glad to have you along, Dan Kamal, with Dave Starman. Knights and Komets. 5th meeting of the year as Mark Gregg carries it back in his own zone for Drew Bannister. Now the new addition, Paul Cook, slides it ahead for Peter White. Paul Cook up from Toledo in the East Coast League. Played at the University of Denver. Puck is outletted. White has it at center. Knights move it up right to left. On it is Gregg with Savage breaking in the middle. Gregg trying to find Savage, who was ridden off nicely. And the puck cleared all the way back down. Mitch Messier, good defensive work on Reggie Savage. And the Knights will try it again from their own zone. Minute and a half into this hockey game. White had it poke-checked away by Andrew McBain. Puck spun around by Bergeron, and it's lifted back in. Cook is on it for Atlanta. He gave it away to Chris Talk. Now Colin Chin, the veteran Fort Wayne forward, sending it in. And back to get it is Cook again. Now Savage with a big hit on McBain. They muscle each other up along the end boards of the Atlanta zone. Knights send it in. Eglin chases. Straub is back. The ex-Atlanta Knights slides it ahead with Steve Fletcher, now sporting number 96 in your program as opposed to number 12 that he had worn for his first few weeks here in Atlanta. Puck back at center where Christian Campo turns for the Knights. Dishes off to Sean Rivers. He'll lift it in. Fletcher will chase. Has a scoring chance, and he couldn't corral. Trying to center one. Campo over skates. Out come the Komets. Elenick. Fans on an attempt to send it in. And the Knights have it. Sean Rivers drops it off for Ryan Brown, just up from Nashville.
Dan, you can see that Fort Wayne is really trying to get things going early here. They've gone back to their big line with Elenick, Murphy, and Shafranov.
Fletcher, tough angle shot left side, knocked down by Essenza. Essenza's been hot since coming back from an injury. Sean Evans on it for Fort Wayne, across to Guy Dupuis. Now on turn Elenick. Dumps it along. Brown shifting it right back in for Atlanta. That should be an icing, and we will be right back. We have a scoreless hockey game from the Omni, the Knights and Komets. This is Atlanta's first period. The Knights first of 4 at home. They'll be right back at it tomorrow, and we'll be right back at it as we check the scratches for the Komets. Nikola Gashin, Orolacek, and Stas. For the Knights, Jennings, Miller injured. Peterson, Spring, and Wilkinson are number scratches.
Peterson and Spring are out of the lineup tonight just because their statistics against Fort Wayne are a bit low. As you get a look at the referee, Joe Ernst, Mark Kadori, Chip Tyson joining him tonight. But Spring and Peterson, like I said, their numbers against Fort Wayne were just on the lower end of the spectrum, so it's more of a numbers thing.
Chin is in, right wing side. A shot blocker saved by Bergeron. And the puck is lifted all the way back through where Brian Straub sends it along, but Rivers regaining for Atlanta. Puck loose again. Davidson sending it in, and the Knights will chase as Essenza sets it up behind his own net for Straub. Around it goes to Bezeau, the oft-penalized one. Originally drafted in 1990 by Boston. What a job Bezeau did last time these two teams met in Fort Wayne. He was an incredible force out there. He's in. Brown converging shot and a save by Bergeron. That seemed to fool JC. Caught it between the leg pads and just smothered it.
See, Chin and McBain will play with Bezeau, and they'll play with Winnis. Those two will float in and out of the Fort Wayne lineup. Bezeau really the 10th forward as he throws one towards the net. Bergeron gave one up in Orlando just like that. Trickled through his legs. That was Orlando's 4th goal of the game, which really made it an interesting contest at the time. This time he slams him shut and closes it down, and there's former New York Rangers second-round draft pick back in 1976, Dave Barish. Birthday today?
No.
Oh,
No, I was telling you.
Oh, I thought you were sending me a note.
No. We have another birthday to pass along later on, but a little surprising. Shafronov rolling it in the slot. It's deflected away. Evans is on it.
I knew it wasn't your birthday.
No. Mine's way back, beginning of the year. On it is Greg Plavsic, dumping it in right wing corner. Back to get it Dupuis. Wraps it around, and Elena is skating it out. By the way, I heard that comment from our producer, Bill Stone. Now right point Dupuis. Something about age. Warenka on it. Slides it ahead for White. And White will dish it across. Mark Gregg is in. 5-game scoring streak. His shot, pad save, Essence of Savage on the rebound. Gregg now centers one, but White couldn't get there. Plavsic keeps it alive with a nice move of the right circle. Slowed down by Murphy's check. Puck in front. Shot. Save. Rebound. White wrister. Just wide. Glove side. Good pressure by Atlanta.
Boy, what a play by Mark Gregg in the corner to find Peter White coming up high. Peter White, the third forward high on the shift.
Gregg in again. Left circle. Faking. Shooting. Score. Mark Gregg continues to sizzle for the Knights offensively. The goal comes at 5:49. It's 1-0 Atlanta.
Oh boy, what a shift, Dan. This was terrific play by this line. Hey, this line's starting to take over, kids. I got to tell you that. They were great on the road trip, and they've been super tonight. Gregg got the shot off here off the turnover. He made one little extra move around Sean Cronin, and then he got the shot off. And I'm thinking maybe he should shoot right about now because he's got somebody in front, but he's got the hands. He uses Cronin as the screen. When a goaltender can't snap his legs together like that as quick, you can tell most likely he had a tough read on the puck. Gregg with a quick release. Savage going to the net hard. What else is new for this line over the last 4 games?
Pretty goal by Mark Gregg, his 13th of the year. Warenka with an assist, and Peter White with the other, as the Komets are in the zone. Cook did a good job on the check in the left wing corner. Messier trying to center one. It bounces to Fletcher, and he'll play it for Eglin. Eglin lifts it in. Fletcher and Cronin back. Centering pass by Fletcher. That pinball to the corner. Now Eglin centers one, and Toms couldn't pull the trigger. Fletcher knocks it down. Willett dumps it out to center. Jeff Toms out with Alan Eglin, Steve Fletcher on the back line. Cook and Bannister will change up, and Rivers and Ryan Brown come on. As Colin Chin plays it ahead at center for Bezeau. Brown muscles him down, and the puck is loose. Bezeau dropping it along. Get the feeling that Bezeau and Brown will be out there together a lot tonight.
That feeling too, huh?
Eglin, center ice circle, dumping it in.
You know who could do a nice job neutralizing Bezeau is Eglin. That would be a good matchup also.
He's frustrating.
Yeah, exactly. They're the same kind of player.
Talk rolls it through. Bergeron out of the net, handles the puck well, and plays it ahead. Davidson backhands it in. 12:45 to go. 1-0 Atlanta. Warenka and White assisting on the Mark Gregg goal at 5:49. And the Knights forecheck, something they've been doing so much better of late. Rough. Julian Davidson out with Rivers and Brown now. Knights trying to keep it alive. Left boards. Puck is cleared out to center by Chris Winnis to Brian Straub. Straub cuts it in. Has Shafronov there. 8 goals against Atlanta in 4 games. He lost it though, and the puck is moved ahead. Ruff lost his stick. Back comes Fort Wayne. Right wing side, centering pass to Murphy from Shafronov. 1 pass too many there. As Murphy had given it up to Shafronov, who had the shot, didn't take it. Puck is cleared out center ice. Davidson clearing it in for Atlanta. 12 minutes to go here in the first period.
Knights have to make sure they don't get caught up ice with this line with Shafronov and Murphy, and Ellenuk is on the ice because those guys get most of their chances off the rush.
Ellenuk rolls it in. Bergeron holds on, and we're coming right. Peter White with the at 8:50. It's
Dan, guess what? Big goal by the new big line. I think there's a new sheriff in town, folks. Actually, it's a trio of new officers. Savage goes behind the net, and he's going to try to find somebody up high, and he does. Now the shot's going to come from Plavsic. All in front of the net was Peter White, tied up by Evans. You're going to get a better chance on the TV side. Watch in front of the net. Peter White and Evans battling. Now look at White, Dan. He gets in the way of both the goaltender, and he uses Evans to push him in. Perfect view of it. You saw how White tried to get himself set up as a screen, and he used a defenseman to cause interference as well. And now Andy Bezeau and Steve Fletcher will get reacquainted at center ice.
Fletcher and Bezeau, here we go. Deja vu, as Yogi said, it's deja vu all over again. A little shadow boxing here. These are two tough customers. Very tough. And a shoulder tug. And Fletcher has the helmet off.
Oh boy, Dennis, oh boy, this is a key confrontation. Two heavyweights. That kind of lets you know who's going to rule the roost tonight. So far, it looks like Steve Fletcher will take the early battle here. It's good for the big guys to get it going early.
Greg, let's go downstairs. Greg Masters.
Hey, listen, I was down as the team was coming on, Dan and Dave, and I got to tell you, Fletcher was as pumped up as I have ever seen him. He was yelling at his guys. For a minute there, I thought he was going to start a fight with me and drop the gloves as they were waiting in the tunnel to come on. This guy was as pumped up to come on the ice tonight as I have ever seen him before a game.
Well, he and Bezeau certainly had themselves a battle. That's a very physical battle, and Fletcher getting the helmet off gets the edge. The penalties come at 8:53. Wow.
Look at Scott Gordon, the head coach of the Knights. Scott he's done a lot of work video-wise with this team in terms of positive reinforcement type videos, showing guys what they're doing well, letting them see where they're having success. I think it's working a little bit with Mark Gregg here, as Gregg has really simplified his game and just concentrated more or less on getting shots in the net, making the smart plays, but he's doing it with everybody, including the goaltenders. That's a good step for a young coach.
You saw 376 penalty minutes in 47 games for Bezeau. He could hit 500.
Playing for the Salt Lake City Golden Flames. Had about 540. His brother Doug Evans playing in the league right now in Peoria. But Kevin Evans, I think, has the IHL record.
Plays on, and Fort Wayne. Colin Chin has it at center and rolls it ahead. Chris Winnes is in right side, a shot, and Winnes can really crank it. Bergeron had to be quick. Then the shot from the left point, and Campo and Cronin collide at center. Campo may want to choose a different dance partner.
Came in and gave an extra shot to Campo. So let's see if McBain winds up with a penalty. Eklund was smart. He just came in to say hello. You know, Rivers not going to get involved in anything. He's got too much pride to get involved with the face mask on. So he'll stay out of this as a gentleman. And McBain, it looks like he's not going to get anything as of yet. Now, here comes Joe Ernst to make the calls here. Yeah, right before that I was going to see McBain's going to get a high stick, and that's going to come at 9:22. So the Knights will get a chance on the power play here. But what I was going to say before that, when you said how Winnes can crank it up, Winnes made a nice play by drawing Bergeron to the near post and going far side. Bergeron's got the quick body movement to get those kind of shots.
We're in the Omni where it's 2-0 Atlanta in the first period. The Knights with the 2-0 lead on goals by Gregg and White. Dan Kamal with Dave Starman as the Knights wear their black at home, as they will throughout the rest of the second half of the year in the IHL's reverse sweater half season. Penalty box featuring Bezeau and McBain. McBain for the high stick at 9:22. Bezeau had gone for the fighting. This will be the first power play for Atlanta, coming in at 16.3, 12th in the league. And Fort Wayne's penalty killing is 81.5, which is 13th in the IHL. Wow.
Hey, you guys hear me?
Davidson in for Atlanta. Right wing side. He's dumped by Cronin on a good body check. Power play continues. Rivers at the right point. Nifty little pass. Now across comes Davidson to Plavsic, moving in. Shoots. Blocked by Cronin. Rivers on it. Right side. Davidson. Davidson holds. Down low, rough. Shot. Blocked. Loose in front. And picked up. Penalty coming up as the Knights pulled down Pat Elena, cutting across the slot. And a penalty coming up. on Atlanta. Ruff is going to go for the tripping at 9:58. Just as the Knights were called for a penalty, they announced that the Knights are on the power play, which is not the case. They are now on even strength. They're announcing Julia for tripping. Penalty comes at 9:58, so the teams will skate 4 aside. There it is. It is Julia for the trip at 9:58. White, Gregg, Warenka, and Plavsic are out there for Atlanta. Willett, along with Messier, Talk, and Straub for Fort Wayne. Scott Gordon, now 2-2-3 as the head coach of the Atlanta Knights this season. 10:02 to go. We're in the opening period. 2-0 Atlanta leads. On it is Straub. Straub turns it back. And from his own zone, set it up for Fort Wayne. Brian Straub had a nice season last year with Atlanta before being moved on. Willett is in right wing side. Both teams down a man. Fort Wayne will enjoy the power play in 1 minute. Knights 0 for 1 now on the power play on the abbreviated try, and Peter White has a goal. Finding Mark Gregg. Pivoting and finding White. He had a man in the circle, Warenka, but puck ricocheted, and it's cleared out by Talk to Willett. Right wing, that's Messier. Playing it along, it's swept across by Gregg. Evans pinching. Kept it alive for Fort Wayne. Now down low, Messier. Battling in the corner. Messier digging it out. Gregg make that. Regains for Atlanta and plays it for Plavsic. Adrian weaving and dumping. And the Knights will be down a man in 15 seconds as Davidson forechecks Kevin Wortman. Played in KC last year. Originally a Calgary pick at 89. Head to Colin Chin, the 10-year Comet. Kind of like Haley. Bannister. Big hit across the way on Chin. And Chin shaken up. A good solid body check by Bannister. And is he going to go? Apparently he's going for that check.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know if that was from behind or not. If it was, you can certainly see why Chin is down. As we got to look at it from a side angle. Yeah, see, followed through from behind. And that's where it comes in from. And, you know, the original, you see, Bannister pulls up here, which is fine, but then he follows through. You see how he has the stick up as well. Now, if he leans into him as opposed to getting the stick on him, he probably gets away with that, even from the angle that he was on. But by bringing the stick up and using it as a cross-check type of thing, especially from the back, that's a big problem. That's where the call comes in. Colin Chin has had battled through injury problems all season long, and he certainly doesn't need another one now.
Our Alka-Seltzer plus-minus leaders as we look at Drew Bannister in the box for cross-checking at 11:21. The leader on the team in the Alka-Seltzer plus Cold plus-minus scoreboard is Jason Ruff with +17, Bannister +7, Davidson +6, and Campo with a +4. It's 2-0 Atlanta. We're in the opening period, 8:39 to go. The Knights are now down a man. It's a 4-on-3 situation. And then in 1 second, it'll be a 5-on-3 situation in favor of Fort Wayne. The puck is chipped off the faceoff right into the Knights bench. It'll now be the 5-on-3 as McBain has served his penalty. And the Knights are down 2 men with 8:37 to go here in the first. Down 2 men for 35 seconds. 5th meeting of the clubs. The Knights 2-1-1 coming in against the Komets. As Fort Wayne wins the draw, Wortman. Top of the slot, that's Evans. Now finding Elenick. Skating it down low, back out high, Evans. Across it goes Wortman. Evans again. Elenick across, looking back door, blocked off by Plavsic. Elenick on it. Right circle, throws it in front. Pinballs away, and Rivers is able to clear it out neutral zone.
See, Bergeron didn't have to face the rebound here, but Fort Wayne had players in both rebound lanes. This is where you like a goalie who can control his rebounds as the Komets go off sides here. But, Dan, they were set up to the right and to the left of Bergeron with the puck up high, and Evans looked like he wanted to get the shot off and never got anything through cleanly. And Bergeron is a pretty good goaltender at holding on to his rebounds. And that is such a huge bonus in a 5-on-3 situation when you've got those players sitting off to the sides of the net. Incidentally, Dan, opponents are 9 for 21 against the Atlanta Knights on 5-on-3 situations. They've scored the last 6 times they've had them.
Well, the Knights broke the streak as the 5-on-3 has ended. It's now a one-man advantage for Fort Wayne with 1:15 left on the penalty to Drew Bannister. Kevin Wortman dumps it in right wing side. It rolls to the side of the net, and Plavsic works it around looking for White. Kept in, though, by Wortman. Out of Shafranov. Shafranov, wrist shot tipped way up into the seats. The Knights penalty killing last in the league coming into this game. The Knights were at 75.6%, or rounded up to 76. Minute 1 left on the Bannister minor.
Good aggressive play there as they're closing the gap. Once again, Scott Gordon wants an aggressive penalty killing system. It's gotten better each game as they've gone on. They've had some ups and downs, but they've been pretty solid lately with the penalty kill. And, you know, like I said before, it's like basketball. When you challenge shots, you can probably keep a team at a pretty poor percentage. It's the same thing when you're killing a penalty. The more pressure, less good chances will happen.
Brian Straub, left point. Now for Guy Dupuis. Right side, it goes to Smith, a shot. And Willett was screening Bergeron, but that puck did not get through, and White is able to clear all the way through for the Knights with 45 seconds left on the Fort Wayne power play. Brian Straub putting it back up, left to right, finding Dupuis. Blind pass, put it right on Eglund's stick.
See that
Eglund
break?
chips it back.
Oh, sorry, Nancy. That breakout didn't happen because the puck carrier had no options. When he came up the ice, he really had nobody to throw the puck to. Nobody got open. Play away from the puck, kind of poor on that breakout by Fort Wayne.
Up the right side, left to right, that's Darren Smith for Fort Wayne. They head to Paul Willett. Slowed down by the check of Darcy Warenka. Now on it again is Smith. Out high for Dupuis, back to Smith. Dupuis again, top of the slot wrister. Save, Bergeron, he gave up the rebound, but it's chipped up over the net by Smith. Now behind Willett. Messier trying to pull it in front for the backhand. Straub rolls it right side, Dupuis. Penalty expiring, shot, save, rebound. Is hand passed ahead nicely by Plavsic. Smart move there. Knights back at full strength. And the battle continues. Smith looking for Willett. Swept away and cleared out by Bannister. And that backhander will roll all the way in on goal, so no icing on Atlanta. And out comes Fort Wayne. Wortman dishing ahead. Chin is in. 2-on-1 with McBain. And that pass is pretty ill-advised. It was behind McBain. Kept in, though, left point by Cronin. It ricochets back out at center, and Wortman drives it in.
Ryan Brown played that pretty well because he had taken away the pass, and then as the play got closer down, he was able to slide to take away anything that could come in front. He slowed down the rush, and that enabled the Knights to break it up.
Puck ahead at center, but it's regained. Wortman for the Komets. Now to Chin. Looking down low, Ryan Brown. Good move to step in front. Now a centering pass. Cronin is there. Wrister save. Bergeron will be right back as he holds. 2-0 Atlanta. The Komets and Knights from the Omni. This is Atlanta Knights hockey.
Listen up. This is important.
There's nothing my husband loves more than sports. And boy, does he work up an appetite.
Let me tell you, I get hungry. That's why new Stouffer's Hearty Portions is a good idea.
It's hearty. It's big portion.
2 pieces of chicken and all those mashed potatoes.
Stouffer's Salisbury steak. It tastes like homemade. It's a great value.
New Stouffer's Hearty Portions. It's the right size for me.
Stouffer's, nothing comes closer to home.
They don't play kick the can like you used to. They don't dress the same way. They learned to read 3 years before you did. They've never owned a record. So why are you taking pictures of them with the same old film? Try new Fuji Color Super G Plus film. Because your pictures should be nostalgic. Your film shouldn't.
Atlanta Knights hockey on Sports South. Hello, everybody. Greg Masters. Listen, we got a whale of a game going on here, but at the first intermission, we're going to have a bunch of fun. If you want to get great Atlanta Knights merchandise, you can do it right from your home and use your telephone. I'll tell you about that. Plus, Dan and Dave with the scores and the highlights, all of that and more. So stick around. Now back up to the tag team champs.
Okay, that first period intermission will be brought to you by Prego. It's 2-0 Atlanta. Glad to have you along on Sports South and the Knights Radio Network. Shut off the draw by Evans, saved by Bergeron. And the puck shoveled back. Plavsic is on it. Dishes ahead for White. Center ice circle, driving it in. Puck along. Savage chases. Now Gregg sidesteps. Murphy's there. White for the Knights. To Gregg. Knights continue the pressure pass across. Savage couldn't get a hold of it. And Elenick will skate it out for Fort Wayne. Ed Manning to Rob Murphy. He chips it in. On it, Shafranov. Left circle. Wrister save Bergeron. Rebound White. Ahead it goes Mark Gregg. Wrister from out high, and Essenza was equal there. Savage trying to roll it for Wawrinka. But it's cleared back out, and Shafranov for Murphy. Back to Shafranov. Fort Wayne onside, but the pass given away to Plavsic. Ahead it goes Gregg. Back to Plavsic. 3-on-2. Plavsic. Gregg stepping in. A shot. Saved by Essenza.
Oh, see, Gregg tried to finesse that by Essenza. That was a nice idea by Mark Gregg, but at the end of his shift, that's a very tough move to make.
Elenick is in. Drops it for Straub. His pass ricochets to Eglin. And Eglin shovels to Drulia. On it now is Eglin again. He rolls it in, and Essenza holds. We'll be right back. 2-0 Atlanta. 4:10 left in the first. This is Atlanta Knights hockey.
The BBC, Turner Broadcasting, and Time Life Video dare you to take a walk on the wild side with Trials of Life. The gripping, award-winning nature video series that exposes the struggle to survive through uncensored, shocking photography. Join acclaimed naturalist David Attenborough for a close encounter with raw nature. See the thrill of the hunt and the strategy of the kill, the relentless drive to continue the bloodline, and the miracle of birth. Call now and receive Hunting and Escaping for $9.99 and see why the law of the jungle is kill or be killed. If it captures your interest, you can get other videos about every other month. Each tape explores the harsh realities of survival in the animal world. Take a walk on the wild side with Trials of Life. Call now to order Hunting and Escaping and find out why we call them animals.
To order your Trials of Life video for only $9.99 plus $3.49 shipping and handling, call 1-800-533-1400.
2-0 Knights lead.
See, Dan, on the replay, Mark Gregg, as we take a look at it on the TV side, Gregg receives the puck. He comes down low. He tried to sneak it short side on Essenza, but Mark Gregg is a right-handed shot, and he was going from his left to his right, so he kind of took himself off his angle as he tried to sneak it by. Nice idea, though.
Davidson lifting it along, and Straub redirects to Messier. Puck rolls to Willett. Willett in for Messier. Tees one up. Bergeron on the stop, and Davidson on the rebound. Puck ahead to Drulia. Now Bannister. Line out. Now Davidson, Drulia, and Eglin, which leads us to believe Jason Ruff either may not be on the bench as we look across or maybe shaken up. Eglin in, right wing side. Trying to center one. Good forecheck work by Eglin. Now trying to find Davidson. But the puck is picked up by Paul Willett. He drives it all the way down the ice. Bergeron will set it up for Wawrinka. He turns it ahead. Plavsic now to Davidson. Looking for Campo. Rolls back to Eglin. Throws it down the middle, but Wortman redirects, and Jeff Tom's on it for Atlanta with 3 minutes to go here in the first period. Atlanta leading it by a count of 2-0.
Christian Campo's dad, Jacques Campo, works with the Tampa Bay Lightning in attendance tonight.
Tom steals, trying to work it down the slot. Lost it at the last moment to the check of Sean Cronin. And Chris Winnis works it back through for Fort Wayne. Pivoting right circle. Dumps it along. And Bezeau nearly pulled Plavsic off the play. Penalty coming up here in Atlanta. Winnis dumped by Plavsic. And Bergeron touches up. So with 2:28 to go, the Komets will have their third power play opportunity. It'll be an interference call coming up on Adrian Plavsic at 17:32.
Yeah, he doesn't take many penalties, Dan, so this is a surprising turn of events. Plavsic, I don't think he's taken a penalty in somewhat of his last 10 games.
The second chance that they got after that penalty was called. You see the play Andy Bezeau made? He took out Campo in the corner, and they was able to center it through for a scoring chance. They didn't get a shot, but they got a chance out of it. And it's that extra effort type of play by Bezeau that A, keeps him in the lineup, and B, makes him so god-darn effective.
Yes, he is effective. Adrian Plazic interference.
Little spin off in the corner there. That's called a delay. On that little replay that you just saw, what the puck carrier did in the corner by turning back around towards the boards, it's called a delay. And the reason that you do it is to allow the rest of the attack to come in and get into position, and it allows you to find an option better. It's like a basketball player when he's coming down a fast break. If he pulls up wide on the wings.
Elinik nearly sprung to the offensive line. And the puck is picked back up and drilled in by Evans. The funny hop off the partitions. And Murphy. Now left side. Evans. Wrist shot just wide. And the puck around. Bannister chases. Elinik is there. Evans left point. Walking the line, wristing one through. And good job by Bannister to fight off a check and redirect it, and it's played all the way down. Evans back to get it. 1:33 left in the period. 1:05 left on the Knights penalty to Adrian Plazic. Knights lead 2-0. Puck is jammed along by White. Dupuis is on it for Elinik. Elinik in. Trying to play it out high for Evans. Good job to keep it alive by Sean Evans. But Egwin now on it for Atlanta. Skating it through. Dropping for White. Wrist shot right circle. Blocked by Evans. Now Evans is on the puck. Slowed down by Eglin's check. Minute left in the period. Out comes Willett for Fort Wayne. He'll dump it in. 25 seconds left on the minor to Plazic. Puck is picked up by Willett. Rolls along for Chin. Straub. Now Workman. Back to Straub. Shot. Save. Rebound. Oh, what a stop by Bergeron. Stayed with it. Grabbed it with the glove and holds on with 37 seconds left in the period.
Yeah, see, Bergeron had good positioning on this, Dan. He was out on top of the crease and didn't allow himself to get pushed on the goal line. As you get a chance on the TV side to see it, as the shot comes in, Bergeron's going to make the original save, and then there's traffic in front. Waranka does a good job clearing the slot, and when the second rush came in, Bergeron was able to hold his ground. He stood his ground on the top of the crease. Once again, a second look. The shot is in. Look what Bergeron is. He's got the puck lined up, so he knows anything close is in his range, and he stays with a good concentration to look through the screen.
Big stop.
They don't know how he did it either.
They don't know that we want to see that sign. What does it say? Face off to Bergeron's right. Davidson will take the draw against Chin. Now they're going to be waved out of the circle, or Davidson will. And
see, watch the face-off here. See Brian Straub, folks, who's watching on TV here, is on the left of your screen, lined up just on top of the face-off circle. Look for a potential of a quick draw right here.
Draws one back to Wortman. Penalty winding down on Plazic. Komets, Paul Willett has it. Down low, Messier tries the jam shot. Saved by Bergeron. A lot of traffic in front, and the puck picked up by Sean Rivers.
See, Dan, we talked in the open about how Fort Wayne loves to crash the net, and they're doing it well on the power play.
Puck is cleared down. 15 seconds to go in the first period as Brian Straub back for the Komets to Chin. In turn, Messier jams the brakes, plays it along, and Willett. Tough angle shot hit the side, and that'll do it after one. The Knights over Fort Wayne, 2-0. Solid period by Atlanta, looking for their second win in a row. 2-0 Knights after one. Back after this time out on Atlanta Knights hockey.
Stitched up, I guess.
Another guy that had a lot of shots against Orlando. He had 7 shots. It's the 8th time this season that he's had at least 7 in a game. That's pretty good.
A lot of shots, and Knights with a dangerous maneuver in front. Puck picked up by Cronin, redirect, score, and that was a goal waiting to happen there. The Knights handled the puck miserably in front of Bergeron, and the Komets have cut the lead down to 1.
Like a hand grenade is how that one went. And Fort Wayne, they needed something to get going their way. Hey, give Sean Cronin a big
Round of applause here, folks. Watch it. Evan Cronin, he just put it at the net. And I think in front of the net is where it got tipped in. And Fort Wayne gets himself a goal. It was a pretty good play that Cronin made. He just threw it towards the net, and Paul Willett was there and was able to tap it by Bergeron. Cronin didn't do anything fancy. He got the puck as it came over from behind. Bergeron, as you watch on the replay, if he was in position, had a chance to deflect that pass. He wasn't, and Willett gets the goal.
On it is Darcy Warenka. Big goal for Fort Wayne. Puck rolled along. Murphy. Now Evans. Shafranov turns and plays it ahead for Elenick. Lost it to Warenka. And ahead it goes Eglin. Eglin looking to feather one for Toms. Puck loose to Shafranov. And he finds Murphy up the right side. Evans in the middle. Shafranov. Now Evans trying to center one. It pinballs to Fletcher, and a penalty coming up here on Atlanta. So once again, the Knights will be down a man at 4:40.
Yeah, Jeff Toms will get the gate here. And Fort Wayne, with the momentum now, get a chance to get it back. You know, Dan, we've talked this, as you'll see, the penalty right here is Tom steps into Shafranov and kind of sent him flying. You can look at that a couple of different ways, but you know, we've talked in the past about the big shifts being the shifts after a goal, but how important they are in terms of either seizing momentum if you got scored against, or really going full throttle if you're the team that got the goal, a chance to keep the pressure on. Here, Fort Wayne has a very good shift right after the goal. There's the goal scorer, Paul Willett. Now they get a chance to go right on the power play.
15:20 to go here. The penalty comes at 4:40. Toms for tripping. Paul Willett, second year at Fort Wayne, free agent Quebec signee 2 years back. Been around a while. Puck along left wing side. Left point Dupuis. Shot save. Bergeron trying to find the rebound, and it rolls behind the net. Out comes Evans with it. Bumped in the corner by Davidson. Now Evans works it along for Messier, tees one up, and that one reached the net. Save, rebound, save Bergeron, and Bannister trying to clear, and he does for Atlanta.
What's a good adjective to describe Bergeron? It's competitive. Bergeron fights for every loose puck he can find. He stays with it, and no matter how he's got to get his body over there, he does. And I think that's one of the reasons that he's successful at the IHL level. I mean, he is just so competitive when it comes to finding loose pucks.
Bannister bangs it around. Evans can't keep it in. It's a break for Peter White. He has Ruff with him. White is in. Right circle. Faking. And he threw the backhander wide on the stick side as Dupuis played it well. Nice right back. Jason Ruff. Drop pass for White. Looking across. Left side Rivers. Trying to find it in front for Ruff, but it didn't get through. And Mitch Messier turns it back for Fort Wayne. Comments on the power play. Messier weaves his way through. Drops it along. Shafranov centers one. Tipped away by Rivers. And Eglin battles in the corner. Puck spun around. Picked up by Warenka. Nice move it out left to right. Good headman pass. Warenka finding Eglin. He has Wortman to beat. Poke checked away by Kevin Wortman. And there are 23 seconds left on the minor to Jeff Toms.
That was a long shift for Ruff, and he couldn't get back into the play offensively. He just really didn't have anything left, and he got himself to the bench.
Puck kept in by Wortman, his shot. That one hit the crossbar and deflects up over the glass for the stoppage. Our next home game is tomorrow night, and we're right back with you on Sports South against the Kansas City Blades. It's a 7 o'clock face-off tomorrow, 7 o'clock face-off, and you can charge your tickets at 404-249-6400.
See, the early start lets you get to Bucket a little earlier.
Oh, no.
Will I be seeing you there?
Yeah. If you can look out for my car on the way back up north.
Here comes Peter White. Peter White's got the 2-on-1. He's got the right idea, and he waited about a second too long. Now, in this situation, you're shorthanded. Hey, you got to get the shot off. Now, you saw a good example of Plavsic doing that earlier in the game. And there, White tried to finesse one through.
Boy, that was a clanger from the point by Wortman that deflected up and over. Wortman keeps it in now as we're back to live action. Power play is over for Fort Wayne, and Jeff Toms just out of the box has it for Atlanta. Moving it left to right into the zone, swinging it wide, dropping it for Plavsic. Shafranov back checking and stealing ahead to Elenick. 13 minutes to go here in the second. 2-1 Atlanta as Elenick is in. Slowed down by Plavsic. Puck loose, thrown across, kicked out by Bergeron. Gregg looking to step it out, can't do it as he was muscled on the play by Cronin. And back on it, Adrian Plavsic.
See, if you're wondering why Toms was considering that shift between Gregg and Savage, it's because Peter White was killing a penalty and taking a rest. Toms just came out of the box.
Gregg is in. Puck stolen away, though, and Chris Winnis works it back for Andy Bezeau. Slowed down by Plavsic. Winnis looking in front. Shot, save, rebound. Wide of the net by McBain. Big stop by Bergeron, then McBain shot the rebound wide on the off-wing short side. Down low, Plavsic ahead to Savage. It's been pretty much Fort Wayne's period. Gregg dumps it in for Atlanta. Back to get it is Chris Talk. Muscled into the boards by Reggie Savage. Now Savage and McBain battle. Talk on it again. Hit by Savage, and a penalty coming up here on Savage for high sticking.
Oh, I think it's going to be.
And is it going to be
Yeah, I think
Talk?
it's going to be Talk.
We'll take a timeout. 11:58 to go. We're in the second. 2-1 Knights on Atlanta Knights hockey.
Let's go Knights!
It's a big game for the Knights. The fans are ready. The ice is ready. And they're ready to drop the puck. With 3 seconds left, what a hit! The goal just slashed off by Derek. Hey, Knights fans, celebrate the hottest game in town with the coldest beer on ice. Smooth, refreshing Bud Ice, the official beer of the IHL.
Did you know that Play It Again Sports will buy your used golf equipment, inline skating equipment, baseball and softball equipment, exercise equipment, water ski equipment, not too interested in Hoover ball equipment, but pretty much all kinds of equipment. And not only will they buy, but they sell used and new golf equipment, inline skating equipment, baseball equipment, nope, not this equipment, weightlifting equipment, street hockey equipment, tennis equipment, pretty much all kinds of equipment. Play It Again Sports.
Atlanta Knights hockey and the Atlanta Knights. Tell everybody, Greg Masters, ice side. And I'm actually looking through some cards with this gentleman here. What's your name?
Jonathan Dalton.
Jonathan, I tell you what, I'll trade you Dan Kamal and Dave Starman for, say, Stan Drulia.
No way.
How about my watch for Stan Drulia?
No way.
Back upstairs to you guys.
Hey, Greg was scared there for a second. Probably rehearsing. The kid said, sure, I'll say no way.
Yeah, that's a smart kid.
Reggie Savage with some good physical work.
Well, here's a big league body check. That's what he's been doing. Hey, I heard he's the big fan favorite at the Nike press conference the other day with the school program. He got a rousing ovation.
Yeah, we were at the Young Middle School in Southwest Atlanta, and he did. Eglin trying to find Bannister out high, but it was stolen away by McBain. The Komets cut the lead of the Knights to a 1-goal situation here, 2-1 Atlanta, as Sean Cronin works it back through. Wrister right on, and a glove stopped by Bergeron. He holds on.
In the last game the Knights played in Orlando, they gave up a shorthanded goal off an offensive zone draw. Joe Frederick got it. Some work along the boards as Bezeau gets slowed down. Bergeron is forced to make a good save. That was actually before the chance by McBain when he came to the net and then followed up his rebound. You can tell the guys that have significant NHL experience over the guys that don't in terms of the way they approach chances at the net. I mean, they'll follow up. They'll keep their eye on the puck. They'll keep their feet moving. It's something that they get taught in the National League, and it stays with them wherever they go because that's what kept them there, and that's what will keep them successful.
The draw is won by Atlanta, and Adrian Plavsic has it with 11:22 to go. The Knights are on the power play for the second time in the hockey game, 0 for 1. Plavsic dropping it in, and the puck is banged around by Straub, kept in by Rivers. Savage finding Gregg at the circle, left side, down low. Savage. Jam try with a backhand shot at the doorstep, and then he was hammered down by Kevin Wortman, and the net comes dislodged with exactly 11 minutes to go in the period. Fans, the best way to come out and see the Knights is with a group of friends, and you can get discount tickets as well with a group out at the Omni. You can call the Knights at 404-525-PUCK for more information on group discount plans with the Atlanta Knights.
Mark Gregg working off the half board, throws it down to Savage. You see it's a 1-on-3 down low. Savage tried to sneak one through, but only one night down low, and for Mark Gregg to take a shot here, he had a bit of a screen set up, but if a rebound was produced, nothing would have happened. So he makes the smart play, looks for Savage down low. If Savage is a right-handed shot, not a left-handed shot, he can come around his forehand for a wraparound. He did everything he could, though, just to get something happening in front of the net.
Face off, left offensive circle for Atlanta as Savage drops it back for Plavsic. Now Gregg, Knights power play continues. Savage. Gregg out to Plavsic at the left point, back to Savage. From Gregg. Gregg again. Throws it in front, and Peter White couldn't pull the trigger as the puck is drilled along by Dupuis all the way down. Knights power play winding down, 36 seconds to go.
I think that Gregg fooled Peter White because he looked off McBain, and when he looked towards the point, he threw it towards White. It took White a second to handle that, so I think White might have been confused.
Savage chases centers, White shoots, he hit the post, rebound, score! It pinballed around, power play goal, and the Knights regain the 2-goal lead. It's 3-1 Atlanta.
All right, Dan, that's 3 goals in this game, and all 3 have been from those 3. And that's got to be a great sign if you're Scott Gordon that your second line is really going. I mean, Peter White has come to this team, and Mark Gregg and Reggie Savage have exploded. Here's White working in front of the net. Great save by Essenza. And White keeps going. Just keeps battling away, and that thing winds up in the net. The play goes down low, and Savage takes a hit to make a play. The original shot clangs off the post. Peter White is still there working. He outmuscles the bigger Cronin in front of the net, and he's able to snack it through. And how about this line? Reggie Savage throwing the body, and White and Gregg making things happen offensively.
Peter White. Now the Knights send it in. Second goal of the night for Peter White. And the puck is rolled along. Picked up by Shafranov, but Tom's regaining for the Knights on the back check and plays it ahead for Fletcher. Fletcher drives it in. How do you figure Fletcher came up with the number 96? I figure it's in honor of the year, or he was doodling and multiplied 8 times 12. Murphy in right circle, 12 being his former number.
Oh, that's all right. That's a good point. Mark Gregg took number 71 because he'd worn 17 his whole career, and Jason Ruff had it, and he just went with the 2 numbers.
Icing called on the Knights with 9:31 to go here in the second period. Peter White with his second of the night and third of the season for Atlanta. White coming over from Toronto on loan. Take another look at that goal from the low angle end.
See, Essenza slow to get off the post. White throws him. That's pretty good by Peter White. And then the puck deflected back into the net off the post, but White froze him. Dan, did you see how White hesitated for just a moment, and he kind of ducked his head, but he didn't shoot? That allowed him to keep Essenza on the goal line and find the spot. He found the spot, he hit the post, and then it kind of rebounded back in. Good poise.
Puck rebounded off Andrew McBain. We got a good look at it on the last replay, and that's why it was an unassisted goal for Peter White. Fort Wayne working the forecheck. Komets trail at 3-1. Knights lead with 9:13 left in the second period.
Fort Wayne's been successful here at getting some turnovers on the forecheck and then working the puck down low by cycling. They've done a good job getting chances off the cycle.
Ruff is in. Left wing side. Out with Eglin and Davidson. Dan Julia's been banged up of late, and Eglin getting some time on the front line when Ruff was out, and now Julia apparently taking a rest as the puck is iced. We're going to take a timeout. 3-1 Atlanta. We're in the second period with 8:46 to go. Atlanta Knights hockey.
Carbon monoxide isn't the only thing.
I hear from the commissioner of the IHL, Bob Ufer. Also, we'll get the latest and the highlights, and we'll give you the scores from the IHL. All of that and more, so stick around. We got more action coming up, though. Dan and Dave have that for you, guys.
All right, great. That'll be brought to you by Ronzoni. The Knights lead 3-1, 8:43 to go here. We're in the second period. Glad to have you along. Dan Kamal, Dave Starman with you on Sports South. Colin Chin sending it in. Bergeron finds Davidson, and Davidson will lift it along, and Eglin will chase. Allen Eglin just flattened Bezeau. Eglin knew that was coming and just flattened Bezeau. Oh my. Back comes Fort Wayne. Winnis, left circle shot, save, rebound, hit this side of the net. Good job by Winnis. And dumped in front was Bezeau. Penalty coming up here on Brown. Shot, saved by Bergeron. Rebound, Brown touches up. And the delayed penalty is whistled. And a cross-check coming up on Ryan Brown, I believe.
Now, Dan, you remember a couple of games ago when Brad Miller, after the play, stepped into Jens Shalhoub of Kansas City and sent him flying. Miller got penalized, but I think it sent a message that the front of the net will be protected. Now, here in front, Rivers gets the gate at 12 minutes as Bezeau got flattened in front of the net. Now, Ryan Brown, is going to be one of those guys that's going to have to send that same type of message in tonight's game. If anybody's going to contain Bezeau, he and Eglin will certainly be called upon to do it. Now, that looked like a bit of a dive on the replay.
Yeah, it
like
certainly did.
Rivers kind of stepped in, but still, when you think about the theory of it all, you might take a penalty to do it, but this is a penalty you don't mind killing off if you're protecting the front of the net, protecting your goaltender, and sending a message.
We just got word Bezeau won't be available for the Komets for a few moments because a lot of water in his ear from that dive. Having a little trouble with the balance. Puck is cleared back through.
That was kind of witty.
Back on it is Evans. Boy, one of the guys in the truck tonight really
just
irritable.
Chirping away, isn't he?
Very irritable. Someone should have fed him. Shafranov is in, right wing side.
So did you ever notice that how brave somebody is directly proportional to how far away from you he is when he makes his comments?
No.
Did you ever notice that?
Borenka. At my size, people can be brave all they want. I'm not going to argue. Puck around, back out. Eglin's on it. And rolls it ahead. Guy Dupuis is there. Lays it across for Sean Evans. He's a smooth defenseman for a lot of years. Originally signed by the Devils in '83. Puck pinballing around, and it's back at center. Fort Wayne on its 5th power play opportunity. Make it 6 now power play opportunities. And the Knights have done a good job on the penalty kill tonight. Evans back in his own zone. 6:55 to go. We are in period number 2. And the puck is picked up by Bannister. Back at his own line. Just finds the alley, slides it down. And Sean Evans, with 41 seconds left on the minor to Rivers, will start it back. Headman past Messier. Rolled it to the line with Bannister right there. Pick it up and clear it down. What a ripple of applause there for Knights penalty killing. How often have you heard that? In is Willett. Collins in chasing. Bannister is there. Puck around, going to be kept in by Workman. Stolen by Davidson. He clears all the way down. On it is Strong. Ahead to Willett. Tees one up high and wide as it was deflected. Knights have killed the penalty, and puck is picked up now by Bannister, and he'll find Rivers just out of the box. Rivers in turn Davidson. Skating it left to right. Pinned to the boards by Straw, but Davidson back on it. Had no place to go. Rolled it to the left wing corner. Campo chases. Muscled on the play by Bezeau. Fletcher's out there. Tom's the other forward, and the puck is frozen in the corner.
Bezeau and Fletcher starting to talk to each other, and Campo in there as well as cooler heads prevailed.
Let's pause for our network stations to identify themselves on Atlanta Knights hockey. 5:31 to go here. The Knights leading the Komets 3-1.
Yeah, in the last 4 games, the penalty killers, they killed 5 of 5 in Houston, 2 of 3 at Kansas City, 3 of 3 at Kansas City the following night, and 4 of 5 against a very good Orlando power play. So the penalty killing has really turned itself around. In the last 4 games, 2 goals allowed on 16 chances.
Toms will take the draw. Winding it down here in the second period, 5:31 to go. As the Knights regained their 2-goal lead, they led it 2-0 after 1, 3-1 now. Winnis turning it back for Fort Wayne. Rolls one around looking for McBain. It got by Fletcher at the point. And Rivers tracks it down for Campo. Knights back on the attack. Puck is deflected. On it is Cronin. He lifts it along. Winnis chases. Rivers sweeps that away. And Campo plays it ahead. Toms Trying to find Fletcher into the zone, but pass didn't connect. And Rivers on it again for Atlanta. 11-4 shots in favor of the Komets in this period. 27-11 overall. As Talk takes Savage for a ride. And Talk is going to go for a holding at 15 minutes and 13 seconds. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be right back with the Knights up by 2. Second period action. This is Atlanta.
Flip lately here. Talk swings him around, gets them all caught up on the fish hook, and as you're right, Danny, takes him for a ride. Let's watch how they flood the front on this shift.
Cronin clears for Fort Wayne off the faceoff, and Sean Rivers hustling back for the Knights and drops it off for Adrian Plavsic. 3-1 Atlanta as Plavsic works his way left to right up the middle. He's been a force for Atlanta since coming down from Tampa Bay in the early going. Puck stolen by White. Has Plavsic for the drive. And that one ricocheted. Essensley got a piece of it. It rolled wide. And picked up now by Dupuis. Dupuis trying to jam it in. Darren Smith is there. Rivers was shaken up. Puck back center ice circle for Dupuis.
After where he got hit, I don't blame him.
Puck is sent in. And Rivers on it again. Center ice circle, teeing one up. That one took a weird hop bounce behind the net. Gregg trying to work it along for Savage and White. Peter White back out high. It's Plavsic moving in for the shot. That one lifted wide and high. Rivers left point. Keeping it in for Atlanta. 47 seconds left on the power play. Plavsic top of the slot. Now for Rivers left point. Shovels one for Gregg. Knights lead 3-1. Power play here for Atlanta. 1 for 2 on the power play thus far. Plavsic, Rivers, Gregg trying to move it across on the tic-tac-toe, but didn't get enough on it intended for Peter White.
See, there wasn't a lot of movement in the last half of that power play shift. And the reason was because they were tired. They had played just about the entire penalty. That was a minute and a half of power play. And towards the end of that there, nobody's really moving, trying to either get their breath or just get into position to set up a screen before they can get off the ice.
Chris Winnes for Fort Wayne. Now Brian Straub lifting it in for the Komets. And the Knights power play will expire. Knights now 1 for 3 with the power play opportunity as both teams are at full strength. Drew Bannister jams it in for Atlanta. 2:43 to go in the period. Puck ricochets along the right wing offensive boards of the Knights. Ruff and Talk battle. Eglin trying to dig it out. Stepping in for the backhand across, intended for Davidson, who was held up in front by Dupuis. And the Komets will turn it back. It's Chris Winnes moving it right to left. Passes it across to the near side. But Bannister will turn it for Atlanta. Finding Eglin, his backhander up into the seats. And time for our KLM trivia question of the night. Fans, don't forget, if your name is drawn, if you've answered it correctly, you have a chance to win a round-trip ticket for 2 to Europe on KLM Royal Dutch Airlines. Who was the first captain for the Atlanta Knights? Wayne Gretzky, Jock Callender, Gordie Howe, or Stan Drulia? Send your answers to, or your answer to the Royal Dutch Airlines question, care of the Atlanta Knights, 100 Techwood Drive, Atlanta, Georgia. That's 30303. Scott Gordon has to be fairly pleased with the scoreboard at least, and the Knights really played pretty well despite being outshot. They've been out power played by Fort Wayne 6-3, accounting for some of the differential in the shots. Evans, ahead it goes to Elenick. And Elenick trying to center one. A shot from the right point by Dupuis. Blocked by Fletcher on a strong play. And he clears the puck down. No icing. Sean Evans is back to get it. He'll work it around for Shafranov. Now Rob Murphy sets it up along the left wing side. Good job back checking by Toms to steal from Shafranov. On it is Rivers. Ahead it goes to Fletcher, and he'll direct it into the Fort Wayne zone.
Yeah, you know, I heard an interesting note the other day talking about team captains. You know, coaches don't tend to last that long, but captains seem to. How about Steve Yzerman, longest running captain in pro hockey? Steve Yzerman of the Red Wings has been the captain of the Red Wings since the 1987-88 season. Long time.
In the slot, Shafranov finding Elenick. Shot, he scores! Late goal by Fort Wayne pulls the Komets within one. The goal comes at 18:45, and a huge score for the Komets. It looked like Steve Yzerman.
Yeah, Rivers gets pressured here. That causes the play to get turned over, and Fort Wayne just makes 3 quick passes and the puck winds up in the net. But it's the pressure on Rivers that causes the turnover, and Fort Wayne reacted quickly, and then when the turnover gets caused down low, Murphy goes right for the net. I'm sorry, that's not Murphy. Goes right for the net as Murphy throws the pass over, and it's Ellenuk that went for the net. My apologies. Quickly, and they capitalize.
19th goal for Ellenuk, former #1 pick of the Winnipeg Jets in '86. And a big goal for Fort Wayne at 18:45. Willett now rolls it across for Tuck, and he'll drive it in. 3-2. The Komets keep battling back. Knights, Darcy Warenka up from Mark Gray. In turn, it goes to Plavsic. He'll dump it in. Straub will chase. Bumped by Gregg. Gregg trying to find Savage. Straub regains, and the puck worked along. Knights trying to keep it alive. Tuck with a big hit along the far boards. Straub muscling Gregg, and Bezeau has the puck to Straub. Straub looking for the home run pass stolen by Warenka. 18 seconds to go. Knights trying to move it in, but they're going to be called for too many men on the ice. Next TV game is tomorrow night right here on Sports South. 7:30 face-off, 7 o'clock face-off. I'm sorry, 7 o'clock face-off. That graphic absolutely correct. The Blades come into the Omni tomorrow night for 7 o'clock start right here on Sports South.
So I wonder if this is too many men on the ice, because Bezeau, right at the end of the play, took a pretty big hack at Alan Eglin standing at the blue line. But no, the Knights box is open. Drew Bannister, the alternate captain, one of 2, in there to ask Joe Ernst what it is. And Dan, I believe you hit this one right on the head. The Knights, bad time to give one up. Gives Fort Wayne a little chance here at the end, and also lets them start the third period on a power play. That's a big momentum grabber if you can make something out of it.
7th opportunity for Fort Wayne. Too many men on the ice. Bench minor, 1944. Knights are 1 for 3 in the power play. Fort Wayne thus far 0 for 6.
Reggie Savage, one of the players that's trying to really get his plus-minus down, and right now he's a +1. He's been on the ice with 2 even strength goals, 4 and 1 against. And it's funny too, because I've watched some of the even strength goals that he's been on the ice for, and like I said, he's got the really unbalanced plus-minus, but there's got to be 7 or 8 goals that he just had nothing to do with. I mean, sometimes it's a very misleading statistic.
Puck is sent all the way down. Plavsic at the buzzer. Touches up, and that'll end the second period. The Knights will be a man down to start the third. Leading by a goal, the Knights over the Komets, 3-2. And we'll be back after this timeout. This is Phoenix playing strong hockey right now, and yeah, still a long way to go for everybody.
Yeah, don't ever count out a Robbie Laird team. He's got that ability to really push players to give them just a little bit extra when they need to.
Wortman drives it in. Fort Wayne on the power play. Puck skipping around, and Rob Murphy has it. Murphy played in Phoenix last year. Puck ahead back to Wortman. And he plays it for Straub. Fort Wayne on the power play. Moving it left to right, in is Murphy. Drops it along. Warenka is there. Gave it away to Ellenuk. Now Straub back to Ellenuk. Left circle, looking across, and he played it behind Wortman. Plavsic steps in for the Knights, and his outlet pass was redirected nicely by Ruff. And then Brian Straub knocks Ruff into his own bench. That's a change anyway, and Ruff just shrugs his shoulders and says, "Hey, I was in here anyway."
Marty McSorley used to call that an early line change.
Willett has it. Left circle. He found Straub. Down low it goes to Willett. Power play with 27 seconds to go. Messier. Straub now right point. Wortman the drive, and that one whistled wide and picked up at the left point by Straub from Messier. Messier left circle, stepping in. Trying to get the shot away, can't do it. Bannister turning it back for Atlanta, clearing it all the way down, and that will do it. Well, the Knights 7 for 7 on kills tonight. Brian Straw. Stolen by Fletcher at center, trying to send Eglin away. Dupuis intervened for Fort Wayne. And Bezeau tees one up. Bergeron makes the stop and decides to hold with 18:04 to go here in the third period, and the Knights up by a goal.
Tyler Moss sitting on the bench. I spoke with his coach from junior hockey. That's Gary Agnew of the Kingston Frontenacs, and he was talking about Tyler's recent lack of success in terms of his starts, and I asked him, I said, you know, mentally tough. I said, where does Tyler Moss fit in terms of that aspect of the game? And he said, well, I'll tell you what, he goes, this kid went through the ringer in junior with a couple of slumps and battled back each and every time, and whatever you throw at him in terms of adversity, he's going to respond to it very, very well. And you can see him sitting on the bench, kind of minding his own business, kind of taking a look at what Pat Elenuck is doing, spying in on him. And Tyler Moss hasn't won a start since December the 16th, right here against Indianapolis. But Agnew said to me, he goes, you can count Tyler Moss in for the stretch run for sure. He'll show up and be ready.
Left side, shot, save, rebound, save. And the puck battled for in the corner. The Knights 13-2-1 when leading after 2 periods. Puck loose and lifted finally to center. Jeff Toms has one man to beat. Cutting it left. Pivoting, looking for a trailer. Shovels one along for Fletcher. Swept off his stick. Fletcher now tips it along, trying to move it in front of the backhander, and it was snared by Essenza, and he holds for the faceoff. The Knights 2 losses after they've led after 2. Both come to Houston. The shootout loss came to San Francisco.
You look at Bobby Essenza, who played most of his career at the Winnipeg Jets, then traded to the Detroit Red Wings for Tim Cheveldae. The action in around the net. J.C. Bergeron once again staying with the rebound. He went down. He wound up in a prone position, but yet he made the save. Good shot by Evans. The rebound by Bezeau. Bezeau just breaks through. He's got good foot speed. He's not just a tough guy.
I want to welcome director Doug Kennedy, directing our game tonight. Longtime Pittsburgh Penguins director. Filling in for Bill Bilodeau tonight. Adrian Plavsic.
You forgot Bilodeau's name already, huh?
Absolutely.
Out of sight, out of mind, right?
Out of sight, out of mind, man. And he's sick, too, so he's probably in bed, not even watching. We certainly hope Bill Bilodeau gets well quickly. Icing call, and that'll bring it back into the Knights zone for the offensive draw. Also, while we're on it, I want to wish happy birthday to Charles Felix, Chief Financial Officer and Executive Vice President of the Atlanta Knights. And Dave Parrish is
saluting as well.
Saluting Charles
Happy
Felix'
birthday, Charles.
as well.
See, the coaches, they get that in-tune broadcast up top. They know what's going on.
Evan Wertman will tap it along. Bergeron slides it ahead, and White does a good job to fend off the check of Elenuck and direct it out to center.
See, White's taking all the big defensive zone draws now. Davidson is not taking as many since White got here. Now White changes and the regular line comes on.
Murphy is in for Fort Wayne. 3-2 hockey game. Knights with the lead. Murphy circles. But the puck is picked up by Plavsic. Trying to chip it out to center. Can't do it. Good job by the Komets to keep it in. Down low. Shafranov battles with Plavsic. Intervening was Lee Davidson. And the puck cleared ahead. Campo from Ruff. Campo in. Trying to move it around corner for the backhander. And didn't get a lot on that. Essenza was able to steer that aside with 16.5 to play in the third period.
Dan, it's been a bit of potpourri here with Davidson and Ruff. Who's playing on the right side of them? Stan Drulia has missed a chunk of this game. He's a bit banged up, and Campo and Eglin have seen time on the right of that line.
Savage in. Left point, White a drive. That one rang off the stick side goalpost. Right side Bannister shot. Loved by Essenza. He holds and will be back after this timeout. It's 3-2 Atlanta. Third period Atlanta Knights hockey.
I do believe that Little John Coliseum is a special place. The fact that you got those students right there on the floor where they're really a part of it. And, I don't want anyone ever looking forward to coming into Little John and playing. And, I'd really like for us to really take pride in being one of the toughest places to play in the country.
Reynolds Coliseum is a great atmosphere and one of the best atmospheres in the country. When you get that band playing and the fight song and it's packed and we're playing an ACC rival. In terms of basketball, there's not a better atmosphere anywhere in the country.
Our places. And the Knights Radio Network as we check out the Atlanta Knights bench. I'm Dan Kamal with Dave Starman. Knights have scored on 3 of 12 shots coming into the third period. They've added a couple now to go up to a lofty 14 on the night.
I'll tell you what, though. Score 14 shots, score 3 goals. I don't think anybody complains, right? You score 14 shots and get blown out 9-1. All of a sudden, it's a major issue. Interesting.
That's right.
See, that's funny. You can make numbers do anything you want.
Now, the bottom line is what everyone remembers and reacts to accordingly.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Peter White will take the draw. The offensive zone this time. He has Greg and Savage with him. On the back line is Paul Cook. If you're just joining us, Paul Cook just joined the Atlanta Knights. So you're even. Cook coming in from Toledo. False start. Cook was acquired from Toledo by General Manager Joe Bacchino as the Knights suffering some injuries and a call-up on the back line. All big, bruising, defensive-style defensemen missing in the lineup. LaPuma up to Tampa Bay. Miller and Jennings injured. Shots are 30-12 Fort Wayne. The Knights 30-14 now. Fort Wayne and the Knights lead by a goal. Bouncing shot to the left of Essenze. He holds on as he gloved it on the second hop.
Dan, Paul Cook, you mentioned coming in from Toledo of the East Coast League, was in the training camp of both the Detroit Red Wings and the NHL, the Adirondack Red Wings in the American League. He signed a two-way deal with the Adirondack Red Wings and is in their developmental team in the East Coast League in Toledo, very similar to Nashville with their affiliation in Atlanta.
On it is Chris Talk. He works it around for Messier. Komets trying to move out of their own zone. Puck around to Willett. Now Brian Straub has it, and he'll carry it out for the Komets. Ahead it goes to Colin Chin. Chin started his career in the AHL 1 year. He's played 10 now with Fort Wayne.
Everybody running at Reggie Savage now.
And Darren Smith jousting. Puck is worked off the boards. And it hit White in the face. And Peter White goes down. Puck up and off his face, and hopefully not around the area of the eye. Peter White taking one in a very bad spot. Don Kossuth is out to attend to Peter White.
See White coming off the boards here, made the move towards the point to try to intercept Talk as he was coming in, and Talk chipped it, and White, as you can see on the TV side, going down a better angle after the puck comes up, bam! See, that's a frozen piece of vulcanized rubber.
That's very, very sharp.
That's, yeah, exactly. The edges are very sharp. Sometimes you get hit flat and you're okay, but if you get hit with any of the edges, just because A, the thing is frozen, and B, it's kind of rough around the edges at times after it's been used for a while, it really can cause some damage depending on how it hits you. And, you know, the tissue around the top part of the nose is a little softer. And Peter White not feeling very well.
Peter White in his fourth game as a Knight.
And he has had 3 real good ones. See, the whole trick with new players, new lines, new ideas, whatever the case is, you give him 10 games. Now, Mark Gregg is playing very, very well and is playing differently, and he's playing on a new line. It's like getting a new toy. You know, you get a new toy in the first month, you just love the thing, and then after a while, you try to see if anybody's still using it type of thing. It's a very similar analogy when it comes to this type of thing. You watch the first 10 games of any new thing that is happening, and then after that, you start to see what happens. Because if you carry it on over a prolonged amount of time, then you know that your experiments are really working well. As at the moment, 4 games, this line has been terrific. And and I stress that, they need to carry this on for the Knights to make a run at a higher standing in the playoffs.
It looked as though the cut came just above the left eye, I believe, but we'll try to get word if we can as Evans has it right point. Drills one. Blocker save. Bergeron. Bezeau on the rebound. Rolling it left side. McBain shot it wide. And Sean Rivers trying to battle with Winnis in the corner. Fort Wayne on the attack. Both teams at equal strength. Ninth lead by a goal. And Rivers will carry it out for Atlanta. Right to left. Slides it ahead for Jason Ruff. Now the shot wide. Going to be cleared back through. And Bergeron will set it up for Sean Rivers. Rivers and Ryan Brown on the back line. Davidson, Ruff, and Eglin up front.
Surprisingly, Jason Ruff looking for his first shot on goal in the game.
Eglin starting it back through. Trying to roll it for Ruff. It pinballed away, and Bezeau puts his glove over it and ends up in the crease with it. And
yeah, we're reading each other's mind here. You close your hand on the puck in the crease. So Bezeau kind of picked that thing up as he was rolling towards the crease, and now he and Eglin We're talking. He's saying, "How was your time in the show?" And Eglin saying, "It was pretty good."
Now you have to love Eglin has that I just swallowed the canary grin.
Yeah, I was thinking of a couple other words. I just couldn't think of how well to say it. And you hit that right on the head. He just does. He just smiles at you.
Bezeau covered it up just outside the crease. And the faceoff comes in the left offensive circle for Atlanta with Toms, Campo, and Fletcher out now. Plavsic and Warenka on the back line. Dave Farish explaining some things to Andrew McBain. Off the drop, shot by Plavsic. And the puck around and rolled in to the side and frozen in the air for the face-off. Time for our Play It Again Sports game summary brought to you by Play It Again Sports, where the equipment is used but not used up. Peter White, 2 goals and assist. Mark Gregg has 1 and 1. And the Fort Wayne Komets 0 for 7 on the power play. But we still have ourselves very much a game here. 3-2 Atlanta leading it with a lot of time left. 14:41 to go. On it is Kevin Wortman. Starting it ahead. Left wing side, too far for Shafranov. Bergeron out of the net after reading the play. Decides to come out, wraps it around. Going to be kept in by Wortman, right point. But picked up now by Plavsic. And Adrian Plavsic slides it ahead for Campo. Fletcher battling in the neutral zone, but Shafranov steals. Trying to step it in. Plavsic back. Works it around. Campo. But the whistle blows. And has the net come dislodged?
Yeah, it did right on the short side, or our near side, where Joe Ernst is now moving it around. The Knights are down 2 forwards here, Peter White and Stan Drulia. I don't believe Drulia's on the bench. When counting up, I counted 15 skaters just a moment ago before Peter White left. Now they're down to 14, so they're going right now with 8 forwards and 6 defensemen. So that's 2 lines and 2 spares at the moment. It'll be interesting to see how the line rotations keep moving along. Davidson taking the dry here. He's got Savage out with him. You see a lot of space on that bench.
Drew Bannister sliding it ahead for Savage, and he'll dump it out neutral zone. Davidson chases. Talk is there for Fort Wayne. And the puck is shoveled back out to center. Talk can't jam it in. Now he does, and Bannister will pick it up for Atlanta. Over to Paul Cook. Cook working it up the boards. Intended for Savage. Talk slides it right back in, and Bannister again. Ahead it goes, Savage. Talk puts a hit on Savage. Puck rolled into the Komets zone. Savage with a hit on Straub. He's been a hitter and the hitty a lot in this game.
I wonder if there's anything to do with the fact that his parents are here.
Greg is dumped. Out comes Darren Smith. The dump in. Messier is bumped by Cook. Puck around. Willett will pick it up for Fort Wayne. Misses the check from Greg. Puck rolled along. Bannister and Messier collide. And around it goes and out to center. 13 minutes to go.
When I was in college, I had a guy on the team. Didn't really hit a lot. His parents came up for a weekend. You never saw anybody hit that hard, and then all of a sudden his parents left. And
Rivers shot one. Now Ruff shot one wide. Rivers again. Throws it in front. Tip off the stick of Chin. Rolled back in front. And Cronin trying to clear. He does. Center ice. We should have impressed the coaches instead. Now Bezeau backhander tipped. And just wide by McBain on the left wing doorstep. Brown muscles McBain to the ice. And the puck is battled for right offensive boards for Fort Wayne. McBain rolls it, but Ryan Brown ices it. And the touch up by Wortman, and that'll bring it back down. It's 3-2 Atlanta. We're coming right back after this timeout. This is Atlanta Knights hockey.
I'd have to say Larry's my best friend. The guy is a maniac for sports. He loves to play football. That's his sport, and he's the boss. And he'll never, ever leave a game early.
What is this, the Arctic Bowl?
He's rolling out the tarp with him.
Larry!
But all my life, Larry's always done me big favors.
Mike, Diane, Mike.
Hi. Very big favors.
Yes. Cheers, buddy.
When you're with a friend as good as Larry, shouldn't you have a Heineken?
High in the North Georgia mountains today,
There was the chance by McBain from the left wing doorstep. Bezeau was also in front. Near miss there for Fort Wayne. 3-2. Atlanta leads. Third period action, and Murphy's back. Slides it across for Shafranov, and he throws it across. Dupuis, right point. Puck around, and on it is Shafranov. Down low, or Murphy rather, throwing it down low for Elenick. Elenick has it right boards. Komets wheeling here. Both teams at full strength. Shafranov right circle, shot it wide. Elenick will chase it down. He had the proximity goal for the Komets. Now right point to Dupuis. Shot one wide. Elenick slides it around. And Pleasant trying to clear. Can't do it. Elenick again. For Evans, a shot blocked by Eglin. And out to center ice it goes. On it is Jason Ruff. Trying to carry it around. Shafranov couldn't do it. And the puck is cleared back in. Plavsic is back. Ridden into the boards by Willett, a pair of sevens there, and they continue to battle. Davidson there as well for Atlanta. Now Plavsic again, works it around the board. Eglin chips away at it, can't clear. Eglin again, dumped along the near side boards, and puck is frozen with 10:41 to go in the period. Fort Wayne has really carried the play of late.
But Davidson and Willett look a little too friendly there. Hi, how are you? A little hug, nice to see you. Alan Eglin playing very hard tonight. And like I said, the Knights are down a couple of forwards here, so now here's where bench management comes into play. You've got Eglin who can play center, you've got Davidson as center, and you've got Toms as center. So the question is, do you roll 3 centermen, and you've got your 2 sets of wings and a spare, so you keep interchanging them, or do you use 2 centermen, being Davidson and Toms, or Davidson and Eglin, and just roll them back and forth and give them and put together 3 sets of flanks? So Scott Gordon has got to make his decision on how this is going to happen and how he's going to roll it, just so there's some continuity coming off the bench. And you know, he knows the situation, he knows what he's up against. Doing a good job running the bench tonight. He's keeping ice time very well allotted.
Talk right point shot, pinballs. Bergeron found it. Where is it? Little hand pass in front there by Willett.
How about a hand shot?
And it's frozen in front. Bergeron had to be very quick there.
Bergeron making the big save as he stayed with it. We talked about his competitiveness earlier in the game in terms of staying in front of shots, and he's got a very good ability to move his body to keep it squared on the puck. He keeps the puck almost at a he makes a triangle between the puck and his body, so he knows that he's always got the angle cut down, a triangle between the puck and his 2 shoulders, and that's how he knows he's got it squared up.
Puck is cleared out by Atlanta. Savage chases, has Straub to beat. He beats him, he's in, he shoots! And Essenza with a big glove stop and holds as Reggie Savage shed the check of Straub like a bad habit and nearly gave the Knights the insurance goal.
Savage with points in 3 of 4. Gets the good burst, except you saw he had to throw his balance backwards to forwards, and that unfortunately,
nice save.
Sure is. That caused Reggie to lose a step, but then he's got the strong stride, so he came flying down, kept the puck out in front of him. Savage likes to go to the backhand, and Essence is very cool when he faces breakaways. It's tough to get him to really shake at all. He doesn't really buy into the first freight. Keep in mind, you're talking about a guy with 7 years experience in the National Hockey League against the best players in the world, and Straub will go for holding at 9:38. Knights with a chance to really create some distance in this one.
4th power play for Atlanta, 1 for 3. We've been given word by the Knights PR department that Stan Drolli is out with muscle spasms, and Peter White is being stitched above the eye, thankfully. Lee Davidson. Knights on the power play. Savage trying to jam it home, and then he's jammed into the net, which comes loose with 1:46 left on the advantage.
Savage working down low as Mark Gregg has done a nice job tonight at working off the half boards. The power play has been good in terms of getting it some setups. Here's actually Davidson throwing this one down low. Savage working along the line, and Dupuis comes in to finish him off. Guy Dupuis played a strong game tonight quietly. He's one of those guys where you don't look at you look at the box score and you don't see him, but shows up each and every night, plays hard, blocks shots, makes things happen in his own zone. And here comes Peter White out of the locker room.
He came in plus 16 tonight, did Guy Dupuis. 10:08 to go, third period. Knights leading by a goal, have the power play here as Peter White heads back to the bench.
Actually, Scott Gordon tried to throw him right out, and Joe Ernst had already called for his stoppage of changes.
On it is Rivers along the right side. It's Savage. Knights lead by 1. Down low, Davidson. Out high, Rivers back to Davidson. Savage again. Davidson works it along for Rivers. Davidson stepping in. Savage across. Gregg in the middle. Yeah, Davidson top of the slot. Rivers a shot. Tipped wide by Savage. And Savage was cross-checked from behind by Cronin. And how do you not call that one? On it is Colin Chin. Drop pass, McBain. Gregg is thrown down by McBain. Komets trying to keep it alive. Dupuis stepping down for a tough angle shot. Glove by Bergeron. Drops it off for Plavsic. Knights come out. Still on the power play. 53 seconds to go. Davidson trying to spring Savage. Darren Smith is there. Puck in the corner. Smith and Savage battle. Big hit by Dupuis on Gregg. Puck kept alive. Left boards. Now on high. Peter White threads one across. Nice move by Rivers to collect it between the skates. Puck along left side, Plavsic. Now White to Gregg. Trying to work it in front, slowed down by Dupuis, and puck is cleared all the way down. 20 seconds left on the Atlanta power play as Bergeron directs it ahead for Rivers. Nice headman pass to Ruff, but then it was swept off his stick. Eglin trying to backhand it for Ruff. Cronin steals and dumps it in. And the Knights power play will expire. And the Knights will make it 1 for 4 thus far in the power play. Puck is back to Workman. And the Komets at full strength as Workman plays it ahead. Jeff Toms couldn't collect. Rolls across at the Knights line where Alan Eglin is on it. Dropping it for Darcy Warenka. And it goes to Ruff. Eglin chases. Knights lead by 1. Toms stepping out left circle, then lost the edge. Puck spun around by Wortman. Good job by Ruff to keep it down low. Battles in the corner with Evans. On it is Eglin. Stepping into the slot. Rolls one along. Ruff chasing. Muscled by Evans. Eglin is there. And the bump by Willett. Puck kept in by Toms. Good forecheck here by Atlanta. Ruff circles looking for the wraparound. Spins out high. Bannister shot right on. Save Essenza. And we'll be right back. 3-2 Knights. Third period. This is Atlanta Knights hockey.
The Mercedes E-Class. The Acura Legend. The BMW 5 Series. The Lexus LS 400. The Infiniti Q45. Our luxury performance sedan outsold each of them in its first model year. Aurora by Oldsmobile. Now the imports are the ones with some catching up to do. It's your money.
For cars that can benefit from higher octane,
Frank, we're late.
Texaco Clean System 3 Power Plus and Power Premium are formulated to clean your engine's intake valves, fuel injectors, and combustion chambers while you're driving. For smooth starts and sure acceleration, just give us 5 tanks, and we think you'll see a difference. A word of advice, though. Maybe you'd better leave the windows rolled up.
3-2 Knights. A lot of good hits in this one by that guy, Reggie Savage, and one of them on Chris Talk, our blockbuster music hit of the game. Roll it, please.
Dan, this is just one of many, but this one came early. Savage found his target, bullseye. He drives Talk into the boards. If you look very closely above that MasterCard sign, there's a Fort Wayne Comet insignia tattooed into the corner.
Play is on. Steve Fletcher centering one. It rolls all the way out high. Plavsic a drive. And whistled wide to the glove side and spins all the way back out to center. Knights unofficially been outshot 34-21. Third period. 7:07 to go. Knights lead by a goal. And Sean Evans.
And Dan, they're going with the 3 centers. 2 sets of wingers and a spare. Shifts have to be short here because some of the wingers will be double shifting.
Back come the Knights after Evans' stick had broken. Fletcher, a wrist shot. And Essenza cradles and holds with 6:52 to go here in the third. Interesting discussion Greg Masters had with Bob Ufer in the second intermission, asking about the status of many of the teams in the IHL. Peoria, will Peoria be back in the league? There's talk they may not. Talk now that maybe they will find a local group to salvage the situation there. Minnesota heading to Winnipeg. Now talk that a group will step in Minnesota and play in the Target Center perhaps. Of course, talk about San Francisco, whether they will stay put or not. LA already moving to Long Beach. Really it's a season of transition.
Did I see correctly that LA had 800 fans last night?
About 1,000, almost 1,000. Greg on it left wing side, rolls it in the slot. Picked off by Winnes, and Winnes steps it in. Chin, now Winnes, backhander. What a stop by Bergeron. Puck thrown across McBain. On it right side, Talk. Out down low, Colin Chin. Picked up by Winnes. Bang! McBain with the tip. That deflected high. Savages on a redirects for the Knights. But right there is Chris Talk ahead to Chris Winnes. He shovels it along. McBain in the slot. Now cuts it right wing side. Slowed down by Bannister's check. Fort Wayne is maneuvering at will here. The shot tipped by Chin. Flipped along by White. Nicely tired right now, as they well should be with so many forwards in and out of this lineup. On it is Cook to try to clear it out. And he does. This will be an icing call on Atlanta. Right now Atlanta hanging on.
See, if you're confident in your centerman doing defensive zone draws, you can play this kind of game where you can send the puck out and get some icings, and that allows you to catch your breath and rest some players. Reggie Savage is just exhausted. Peter White, as you know, got banged up a little earlier. The defense has been hard-pressed. 35 shots taken to J.C. Bergeron. Some good chances by Fort Wayne as you get a chance to see the last one. Bergeron standing his ground and makes a fine save with the pad. Quick little move in front by Willett. Bergeron stayed with him. Something he had trouble with in a shootout, but seems much better at during regular play as those breakaways. Tonight's J.C. Bergeron with 33 saves. Bob Essenza 19 on the evening.
Play is on. And the Knights out of their own zone. Puck cleared all the way down. Eglin for checks, throws it in front for Ruff. Now Eglin again to the side of the net, chips one in front. Davidson couldn't get there, and it's turned back by Paul Willett. Messier across now. Darren Smith centers one. Messier shot that one wide, and Darcy Warenka headmans to Lee Davidson. Davidson for Ruff, and he couldn't pull the trigger. It's cleared back the other way. And back to get it is Rivers. Rivers chipping it along. Fletcher chasing. Evans is there. Dupuis directs ahead, left to right for Fort Wayne. 4:37 to go in regulation. Knights lead by a goal. Puck around right wing side. On it is Fletcher. He'll lift it through. And chasing it is Evans, and we'll have another icing called here on Atlanta. We'll be right back. Hang on. It's 3-2 Knights. Atlanta Knights hockey. Peter White, fresh back from his stitches just above the bridge of the nose there. Knights have it in their own zone, trying to hold on here. It's been Fort Wayne territorially in the third period. Ruff behind the net. Puck is moved in front by Shafranov. Vlasic works it along. Davidson takes a hit, and a good job by White to dive and tip it back through. Those are little plays, extra effort plays that don't show up anywhere but on the coach's breakdown of the video. Eglin.
See, this is a very mental zone right now for Atlanta. It's easy to get yourself geared up to play offense and try to get the tying goal. It takes much more discipline and mental prowess to convince yourself to work hard and play defense to protect that one-goal lead.
Warenka Warinka's played a very solid game. Laying it down low. Puck skips out in front, and Plavsic ahead to Eglin, right to left up the right wing side. He's in. Drop pass, Ruff couldn't handle. And it's Fort Wayne turning it back with 3:20 to go in regulation. Messier stepping it through. Lost it to Bannister. In turn, Plavsic. And Plavsic gains the line. Sends it ahead. Intended for White, but that'll be an icing called on Atlanta's. The Knights can ill afford to keep icing the puck. That was pretty much a low percentage pass from Plavsic intended for Peter White.
Sure was, but the Knights' defensive zone coverage has been pretty good. I mean, with the exception of that last chance by Ouellette, they really haven't given a lot of good chances away. So the Knights and Scott Gordon right now are obviously pretty confident, and they're playing their own zone. And like I said, I mean, this is a mental thing now. You got to really challenge yourself to want to work hard, to want to win those battles, and want to keep the puck out of your own zone.
Face off to the left of Bergeron. And the puck is picked up by Bannister off the face-off. Ahead it goes. Savage. Now White. White will dump it in. On it is Brian Straub with 2:50 to go in regulation. Now Andrew McBain. In turn, Kevin Wortman. White regains for Atlanta, trying to send Greg away, but Straub will converge. Takes a hit from Greg. Puck is dug out by Wortman. Ahead it goes to McBain. Now Straub through the circle at center. Into the zone, left side. Trying to play it in front. Took the hit from Bannister. Knights playing the body very well. Battle in the corner. Dug out by the Knights, and Savage sends it into the upper stratosphere. Finally comes down, and Winnis turns it back in his own end. Chris Winnis ahead to Andrew McBain. Dumps it in. 2:03 to go. Third period. Ruff shovels it ahead, looking for Davidson. Now Ruff dumps it in. Essenza behind the net. Will set it up for Dupuis. 1:50 to go in regulation. 3-2 Atlanta. Willett starting the rush for the Komets. And that's would have been an offside. It's waved off. Our delayed offside situation still prevailing. Now waved off as Wawrinka works it off the boards, but not out. Chipped along by Smith. 1:33 to go. Wawrinka digs it out. Now down low, Darren Smith. Poke checked away by Darcy Wawrinka. Chase to the right wing boards. Knights dig it out. Net is empty to our left. Eglin chases, chips it along, and he just missed the net. Essenza out of the net, 1:15 to go.
How about the play by Eglin? He chipped it, but even after he chipped it, he didn't stand by and watch. He went right for the rebound. That's a good play by Alan Eglin.
Fort Wayne back, can't step it into the zone. Elenick across to Straub. We're down to 1 minute left in the game. Elenick, poke checked, puck loose, and rolls out to center. On it is Straub, has to drop it back for Wortman. 50 seconds to go. Wortman ahead. Tipped along by Elenick, but Plavsic is there, working it off the boards. Kept in, right side. 40 seconds left. Knights lead by 1. And the puck cleared ahead. Straub to Wortman. Back to Straub. Komets jam it in. Around right wing side. Plavsic. Ashafranov digs it out. Rolls it in the middle. Cleared ahead by Gregg. Kept in Straub. Gave it away to Wawrinka. We're down to 16 seconds. Wawrinka clears it around. And this will be an icing called on Atlanta with 9 seconds left. Let's pause for our stations to identify themselves on Atlanta Knights hockey. 9 seconds left in this third period as the Knights try to hold on to a 3-2 lead.
And obviously there'll be a timeout called here. I don't know who took it. I believe Fort Wayne took the timeout here. No reason for Scotty Gordon really to call a timeout to let Fort Wayne's offensive guns to rest themselves. What the Knights need to do here.
In a row without a regulation loss and 2 straight wins in a row.
See, okay, they're going to go 5 across here, Dan. Plavsic on the boards on the near side is the key guy to keep an eye on if they draw it back.
Knights have it. Plavsic. Good call by Starman. The shot left side, save, rebound. Stopped by Bergeron. Oh, what a save, and the Knights win it by the score of 3-2. The Atlanta Knights and J.C. Bergeron, maybe not the best effort all year, but certainly a very gritty effort and a character effort as Bergeron was tough on the chin. Backhander.
Bergeron using the Bouchard move. So this is the benefit of that extra man. Watch the front of the net as they flood everybody. 4 Komets go to the front of the net. They've got it out, man. The Knights in their defensive zone coverage. You can't throw too many people more down low. So the Knights do a good job there, or rather the Komets do a good job there at getting everybody down low. Chin, he's so small, he can squirt in and out of the holes there to make himself available, and he came in with a back.